Hi everyone, with the release of the Pokemon XY special The Strongest Mega Evolution Act 4, I think this adaptation to the Pokemon anime franchise is currently the best thing they can do with the resources and was very unexpected to happen. I'm not really the one to get attached to the show because once Gen 7 comes out, they're going to throw away the characters for a new cast, plot, season, excluding Ash, Pikachu, and Team Rocket, of course. But in my opinion, I only watch the show for research reasons when it comes to the well-produced animation and Mega Evolution. For example, spoilers by the way, I did not know that Seabold had a Mega Blastoise or Melva had a Mega Houndoom. It's quite interesting that they don't use any Kalos Pokemon for Megas yet for some unknown reason. What ruins the show for me is that I'm old and more wiser than my perspective of being a kid, which means that I can actually clock mistakes that they made in producing the show. Though I do have to say the battle animation is everything. It's pretty fantastic, though I do have to get to some errors that I found in the show. Alain opening the door, Steven yelling, "What are you doing?" Steven should have been sucked out of the plane because of the explosive decompression to the cabin's air pressure. Secondly, it should have been too windy to hear someone's voice when you're in a moving plane with an open door. Alain throwing the Pokeball, "Charizard, let's go!" Now you may think that throwing the Pokeball is a mistake. That's not the case. Alain throwing the Pokeball in a moving vehicle in the sky is the mistake. The wind should have swept the Pokeball into the sea after Alain throwing the Pokeball. But people do have theories to debunk this, like the Pikachu Pokeball scene.
I thought all Pokemon stayed inside their Pokeballs. Why doesn't this one?
Oh yeah, right. Pikachu, get in the ball now.
Oh, you're playing catch. You're friends already.
Sure.
And honestly, I think this is an inside joke by the animators. Alain and Steven telling their Pokemon what moves to do, flamethrower / flash cannon. When your Pokemon's like 60 feet away from you and you're in an open door moving plane in a high altitude while Groudon and Kyogre's roaring, Rayquaza's Mega Stones flashing like a giant disco ball with sound effects, I'm pretty sure that it should be hard to hear anyone. Metagross might get a pass since it's a psychic type, but Alain's Charizard shouldn't be able to hear him. And there are many more other errors that I haven't mentioned or found yet. So far, 4 Mega Evolution special episodes have been released, and the 5th episode will be coming out somewhere near in the future. And to someone will recommend each episode shortly, I'll be very quick on this and I'll try my best to be very vague. Not really. Episode 1 isn't bad, it's actually pretty good for a start, but halfway through the episode, I wasn't exactly impressed by the character design by the pseudo-legendary Mega Trainer because damn, they could have used Cynthia instead of that trainer, but they probably didn't bring back Cynthia because she wasn't relevant, which makes me cry. But the last battle segment in the Japanese dub is paced very well and really good. Episode 2 begins to add rising action to the plotline until you realize at the very end of the episode they leave it at a cliffhanger. Episode 3 is slow at the beginning for the first 6 minutes or so, but the rest of the episode is exciting where it sort of climaxes midway into the episode, then falling action. It's not bad. Episode 4. I was going to call this a filler episode at first, but to see the change in dynamics for the characters in this episode was very surprising. I hate you, Alain, even though the leaders known to have a shitty background. Like, why didn't I expect this to happen? Overall, I want to say the show's plot is slow-paced for my taste, though the animation is excellent. I would say that the show is good, but it wasn't terrible, but above decent. Plot-wise, if you're a fan of Pokemon, you can digest the plot and wait the hiatuses out, but if you're not really a fan of Pokemon, I wouldn't recommend you to follow the series. I'm not really attached to the anime because as a fan that leans towards the video game distances me from being disappointed. My expectations aren't as high when it comes to the anime because we gotta give them a break. They wanted to create a kids TV show for who knows how long and they weren't as keen to adapt the show fully with an aging audience. Also, I would have to give them some slack. They would probably have to go back to school in their mid-40s or above and ain't nobody got time to go back to school when they're successful. Honorable mention is that I tend to prefer the Japanese dub than the English dub, but I do watch the English dub when I can. And to review the English voice actors, I do have to say that I'm thankful that they took the job and devoted the time and effort to being a part of the show, but I gotta review them. Alain's voice actor comes off strong without the enchanting charisma of the Japanese dub character, but there are a few times that he gets it spot on, sorta, but most of the time, not really. Manon's voice actor impression of the character is a few years older than the character, but at the same time, I respect her work because she's very consistent with the dynamics of the character, though I could just hear the voice actor try her best to voice act Manon, and I could just hear her real voice, which isn't bad, but I can just hear her voice. P.S. The reason why I chose Manon over Marin is because I'm very used to listening to the Japanese dub. Sorry. Next is that Steven's voice actor is decent, though he brings a new type of personality / charisma to the character, which I don't mind. Lysander's English dub voice actor is way different from the raspy Japanese voice actor who plays Lysander. All I have to say about the English dub voice actor for Lysander is that he has a stiff disconnect to his character. And I'm kinda at the point where I'm rooting for Lysander to get his objective, but the voice actor is very flat in a sense, and I'm getting nothing out of that. For Seabold or Melva, I can't really answer for them because I don't really want to review them, because I had an epiphany that realistically speaking, Kalos is based on France, though all of the characters from the Kalos region should have had French accents when speaking English. So I have very contradicting feelings between the Japanese dub, English dub, somehow excluding the French dub. Then again, maybe I'm wrong. All of the American accented characters from Kalos could have been from Unova. You never know. Anyways, that's all I have for now. I hope I didn't ruin your perspective on watching this show. It's not bad to see a realistic perspective because you'll start to learn those tiny references that they put into creating the show. Uxilion's Pokedex pickups. And that you shouldn't fall for the schemes to think that the world revolves around one language. I hope you learned something new. Don't forget to thumbs up this video if you found it useful, and if you do want to see more Pokemon videos, don't forget to subscribe. And if you are subscribed already, thanks fam. Question of the day, how do you pronounce this name? Lysandre? No, it could be Lysander. What would it sound like in French? Lysandre. Lysandre. Lysandra. Lastly, thanks for watching the video. Bye!